I don't even want to pause this anymore. In the old days, men tried to... yeah, this is exactly the same again, right? Okay, come on. Yeah, I've read all of this before. Come on. I really love time travel and alternate universes in my games. That's why I love visual novels so much, I think. Because it's a really common theme in them. Oh yeah, I had to walk right to the mill. I can't go anywhere else yet, so... I think this has something to do with this, you know. North of the mill and south of the brook, which is actually off the map, I think, but... wait, I had to go down here, right? Yep. Then to the left, up, and up again, and then to the left, and up again. Again, to the fucking left, up. And let's visit the cute little girl. There you are, I've been waiting for you all day. You should go outside, blah blah blah. You will freeze. Yeah, I know, you love me. No, no one saw me. Yes, you're not ashamed of me, I know. But you did tell me that you didn't love me last time. I don't like it when you're like this, calm down. You're walking, I hope you're joking. You do remember what happened to my cousin? Promise me you won't do anything foolish. We are not supposed to know what happens in the future. So, did I hear a walk? I think? And I saw her in the future getting stabbed or dying? I don't know. Or did I fucking kill her because she said she doesn't love me? And I'm like a psychopathic murderer trying to change that fact, making her love me so I don't have to stab her, because in the end I do regret it. I don't know. I really don't know. Let's get to my cottage. I also fucking hope I don't have to do the fucking music puzzle again. Oh yeah, I have to do this again. Jesus. Let's not forget this one. Okay, yeah, walk. Yeah, walk. I did it, Mom. I fucking did it. Let's call my mom and tell her I did it, shall we? Okay. So... search for the church, you'll find the church gate in the north. That's all there is to this puzzle? I mean, now we've did it once already. There's no harm in looking at these, right? No, and I still need the flame for that. Okay, I won't go to the church. I want to go north of the mill. But how would you do that? I mean, does the game know that you already did this once, or? How? Oh, holy shit. Okay. What? Olm? What? Fioralm? 68. 1894. Geez, what? When do I have to use this? Let's write this down. Maybe it's important. I mean, it's north of the mill and south of the brook, right? Theo ALM 68. 1894. 1894. 1894. Alright. Can I skip some of these puzzles now, you know, considering... Oh, jeez, no, I won't be able to, right? I still need to sit through this. And knowing me, I probably will be too lazy to edit all of this out. So we have to sit through this as well. I'm sorry. This is the Skogsgrat, the ghost girl. Okay, ghost girl. Bring it on. But one thing I can do is... Where is it? North again, to the right. Oh yeah, I don't need to do this one, I think. Since I wrote it down, you know? Being the smart man I am. And I can do this again. What did this give me? Oh yeah, I think I know what this gave me, and it wasn't really that important, wasn't it? It was the left-right thing. Fuck that, I don't need this. Let's take a look at the hints. She holds the key, follow a song, and the Haldra waits in the far southeast. Follow the Haldra. Oh yeah, we had to chase her first, right? And then she... ran away again or something. Why is she called the Haldra? Oh yeah, it's the English name. According to some accounts, the Haldra was a positive force. If a hunter was kind to the Haldra, she might blow him. Nice. Nice going, Haldra. You're really taking one for the team. Okay, so we have to follow her again now. This is one of the things that's always kind of bad. Come on, disappear. That's always kind of bad about these games, which you have to play repeatedly. You know, these time travel or alternate universe games. You always have to do the same thing again. And I think recently Nier did it pretty good by not really forcing you to do the same thing again. You know, I mean, you did the same thing, but I don't want to spoil you, even though the game has been out for quite some time now. You play it with different characters and experience it in a different way. This is a good way to do it, you know? And also, Umineko will do this. I mean, at this point I probably won't be as far. And maybe this is a bit spoilery, but whatever. But yeah, you see how Umineko will handle this, I think. I think I'll read the next one as well, and all the way up to the 8th one. So let's do left, right. Fuck. Left, right. Right, right, left, left. It's really bad when you can't even read your own handwriting anymore. Okay, so Audacity tells me that I still have disk space remaining for 46 hours. I wonder if I can finish this game in this time. mean... Oh no, fuck that. No. Oh, fuck me. Fuck you. Okay, can we get out here? No. Okay, it stops the music anyway, so... Theo Elm? 68. XX Goku. XX. No, I'm kidding. That's my personal password. Don't use it, please. Okay, connecting. Yearwalk Journal Viewer. Oh, fuck. Incoming reading segment. August 4th. Hello, new system. Testing photo upload. It works. I won't read the date anymore because fuck me. Fuck that. Should probably write here more often, can I? Oh yeah, I can do this. Nice. Read about every book on Swedish folklore there is. Surprised how little has been written about year walking. Need more sources of information. Talk to ES. He suggested some field work. Might be good, but I feel that I might be 30 years too late. Been talking to elderly folks, eating cookies and drinking coffee. Their knowledge about year walking has been limited to say the least. Barely any one of them knew what it was. If they did, they had heard stories as children but forgotten the details, thinking ES sent me on a wild goose chase. Interviews at a retirement home. May I never grow old. The last interview was intriguing if very brief. Talked to one Astrid Jansson. Jansson, probably. She was over 100 years old. Jesus. Clear times. Did not know a lot about folklore. But she did claim that her grandfather's brother had once year walked. Sadly, she did not know his name. He had died many years before she was born. Might have to look into it. Her maiden name was Svensson, which leaves me with a lot of possibilities. She was born in Vettorp, and I can only hope that her grandfather was as well. More interviews. Nothing worth mentioning. Professor Asp called today. He hinted that the faculty wanted to take part in my research. Followed up my visit to the retirement home. In the early 20th century, there were 6 households in Vettorp with the surname Svensson, according to the church book. Asfred was born in 1913. Her grandfather was named Karl Fredrik. He had 2 brothers. One died in 1942. The other brother, Daniel Svensson, died in 1895. Wow, that's quite a bit earlier, isn't it? Since Astrid said that her great-uncle died before she was born, Daniel is the one that supposedly year walked. A miller apprentice, going to the library to check out old newspaper tomorrow. Who looked for reference of Daniel Svensson in old newspapers. I'm grasping at straws. Another day at the library, nothing of interest. Bored, I'm about to give up. Excited, the newspapers finally mention a Daniel Svensson. He was apparently arrested for the murder of a young woman in Vettorp. I won't read the Swedish thing, I'm sorry. Information is scarce. Her name was Stina Nilsson, and she was a miller's daughter. Her body was found on a field outside of the village. She had been stabbed multiple times. The library should be open longer. Hope I can find any reference to his supposed year walk. The motive behind the murder seems to have been jealousy, not many details. Apparently Stina was going to marry a Lucas Tepper. She was on her way home from Lucas' parents when she was intercepted by Daniel. She was found the following morning, just 17 years old. I feel a tad guilty about my excitement yesterday. After all, there's a great tragedy behind all this. Well, we all would have to feel fucking sad all the fucking time because there's always fucking tragedy all times. I'm sorry for using the word fucking in this context, but man, have you looked at the world these days? The press seemed to have lost interest in the case after a while, found nothing today. Maybe ES can tell me something. Who the fuck is this Energy Shield and why does he keep talking about him? Had a long talk on the phone with ES. The murder case was unknown to him. He had, however, spent a lot of time at Vettorp during the 60s when he studied folklore in the area. There had been a rather peculiar runestone that seemed to predate the Viking Age. ES claims that there was a definite connection between the symbols on the stone and year walking. He could not tell how. Want to check it out. Oh, I'm feeling really fucking sick, but I want to get through this. Went to the library again in case I missed something about Daniel. Indeed I had. Found another article. Feeling upset and a little bit sad. Borrowed the article just in case. It says something with murder again, I think. Perhaps there is more to learn about Daniel. Booked a hotel room in Fat Torp. Arrived in Fat Torp. It's a small place. One street cuts through the village. It's a rather depressing place. To be fair, the weather would not do any place justice. Okay. The hotel is empty besides me and a group of dog toy manufacturers who are a bit on the who are a bit on the noisy side. Must ask chef for the veal recipe. Got a map from the hotel owner. Excited about the archive. Have the feeling that I will find something major. Just got back from the archive, an interesting place. Sadly, it's only open 4 hours a day. It's understandable since I was the only visitor. Possibly found the files I need. Tomorrow, reading, and lots of it. Jeez! Who would have guessed? I knew it. The archive has exceeded my wildest dreams. On New Year's Eve, year 1893, Daniel Svensson did indeed year walk. The court records refer to his year walk at several occasions. I have just started to scratch the surface. There must be beliefs hidden amongst these papers that have been forgotten for ages. Amazing. This is by far the latest recorded year walk. I hope I'm excused for borrowing the file from the archive. They gave me little choice since they are closing during the weekend. You little scoundrel. Could not sleep last night. Too excited by the files. Much of the records are of a legal nature, but there are relevant passages. Daniel claimed he knew that he would murder Stina after seeing it in a vision on his year walk. Sadly, the scribe has not bothered to take it all down, and occasionally it just refers to it as ramblings of a madman. Poor boy. There are certain elements that are new to me. Must write them down in detail later on. Need fresh air. Daniel's cabin... What? Daniel's cabin, Sol Sorten, is briefly mentioned in the protocol. We'll ask around about it. Hope it still exists. Oh, there's the fucking box. Drove around for hours in forest today. These are woods to get lost in. Asked for the directions from every local. Most people never heard of the cabin. Was about to give up when I met an old man. His aunt had lived there till the 60s. From then it had 3 different owners that used it as a summer house until the mid-80s. The last family that owned the cabin only stayed there one summer. Their 5-year-old son drowned in a brook nearby, and after that they never returned. Did he drown or was he drowned? You know, that's a big difference. Nobody has lived there since. The old man's nephew owned the land. I asked the old man if I could pay it a visit. He did not think there could be anyone that would mind. Oh, this is a long one. The cabin is situated deep into the forest. No sign or road, just a narrow path. This was the place where he started his year walk over 100 years ago. Felt overwhelmed by the thought, could not enter. It's a lonely place. The only other building I could find in the area was an underground storehouse. I know this one. Guess it might have belonged to the cabin. Okay. It was too dark to see anything, but I can't imagine there would be anything of significance in there. Jeez. I'm sorry, I tried to just read. Try not to whine. On my way back to the car, I found a strange box. What an odd thing to leave in the middle of the forest. Seems to be in more or less mint condition. Could not resist taking it. What do you think about my new finger box? Tonight I need whiskey and lots of it. Why? Because of your new finger box? October 1st. Went to Vettorp Church today. It's a small white stone church built in the 12th century. The place where the church stands has been used for worship even earlier than that, according to the priest I met. He showed me around the premises. Put a bouquet of flowers on Stina's grave. Wow. They seem to be keeping graves for a long time. I think in Germany, graves get, changed. I think would be the right wording there. If someone's dead long enough and no one's there to, keep paying for the grave, I think every other decade they try to find someone who who still visits the grave or who will pay for it or something. And if there's no one left and that person or his relatives didn't pay in advance for it to stay a certain time, I think they dig up the grave, and it's mostly to do with, not with making money. I think it's mostly to do with space, because there wouldn't be enough space to bury all the people that have died, you know. But whatever, let's keep reading, because you probably don't care about that. Or the almost unlikely somber epitaph read, "In memory of our loving daughter Stina Nilsson. Her cries for mercy could not sway his hand." Jeez, this is dark. Depressing. Yeah, it is. Searched for Daniel's grave, but there was no stone, and according to the priest, there probably never was. The gravestone ES told me about are gone. The priest is not sure where they are or when they disappeared. What a good fucking priest. Weather has been unreasonably bad. Spent a day at the county archive. Had trouble concentrating. Tried to locate a photograph of Daniel Swenson, but no luck. The clerk explained that a lot of stuff was lost when the files were moved from the regional archive back in 1976. Apparently there was another murder case in Vettorp in the early 1890s. They have a really good archive, you know. Alisa Rasmussen drowned 4 infants in a creek. She was an angel maker who received foster children from poor unmarried mothers. Lisa promised to find the babies good homes in exchange for a hefty sum of money. This was all a charade. As soon as the mothers had paid what little they owned, she drowned their children in a nearby creek. All files from the trial have been lost. Outrageous. Think I'm done with the archive. Been thinking a lot about that church. I like journals like these, you know, they really are a good way to tell you about what the protagonist is thinking, in my opinion. October 3rd. Strange day. Wait, isn't October 3rd the day where the Rokkenjima murders happen? I think it might be. Or is it the 21st? 21st of 3rd, 4th. One or the other. Strange day, the runestone ES talked about is not marked on any map. Talked to the man at the service station, he drew me a rather primitive map. Searched for the stone a long time. Almost gave up, found it at last. Felt compelled to touch it. Had the strangest sensation of looking beyond. Beyond what? The feeling lasted for quite some time. Heading home tomorrow. Wish I had more time. The stone is old. Might predate Christianity. But I failed to see how it is connected to year walking. Could not resist stopping by the church on my way home. Walked around it for a bit. It's a pretty church. Not remarkable, but there's something about it. Feel that the church and the stone are connected somehow. Is this the fucking stone where we had to connect the dots? It's the finger box again. Found the box when I unpacked. Had almost forgotten about it. It seems to have some lock-like construction, but I have yet to understand exactly what it is or how to open it. I'm calling it now. I find out the combination to the box through this journal. And I still have to do the fucking music puzzle because I've stepped in there without noticing how I could open the journal. Fuck me. Found the box when I unpacked, had almost forgotten about it. It seems to have some lock-like construction, but I have yet to understand exactly what it is or how to open it. It reminds me of one of those puzzle boxes. The wheel with the symbols suggests it's opened by entering a password. It must be old, maybe ES knows something about it. You could always just break it open. Oh, decided not to tell ES about the box. He might not appreciate that I took it with me. He's always nagging me about ethics. Ethics? Busy week, classes and meetings. This faculty is really getting in the way of my research. Feeling a bit strange. I've had weird dreams ever since I came back from Vettorp. Let's party, Theo. Call ASP, call EBBE, prepare lecture in Swedish. What the fuck is this guy dreaming? He should really cut back on the cheese before bed, you know?